guys. So if you're just checking in, make sure you see all the other videos in my Streak series so that you can get all set up before this point. So this is the exciting day because we actually get to add the people to our pipeline. So we've set everything up and now we get to actually add in our people. Let me give you a first note on this. You might already have some kind of tracking system in place, okay? I don't want you to feel like all of a sudden you need to take 1,000 contacts and add them in here. I suggest you do a little bit every single day. So as you're, messaging 3 friends, you're adding them in here. As you're messaging a birthday, you're adding them in here and crossing them off of your old list. I don't know a lot of the details on this, but for those of you who are Excel people, there is a way that you can import the data. So just Google that, but I can't speak to that. But let's say you're just adding in people. Let me show you how to do it. So anytime you hear the word box in Streak, I want you to think of it as a person. Okay, so a new box means you're putting in that new person, that new contact, right? So you're going to click on that when you're in whatever pipeline you want to add them to. You're going to click new box. Now this is one of 2 methods that you can add someone. Okay, technically 3 if you do the import, but let's just go with the 1 and 2. All right, then you're going to type in their name. So it's going to automatically put them at this first stage. But if you want them at a different stage, you can actually click in the stage column and click on that and just change the stage. Or before you click new box, you can click on what stage you want and click new box. 6 one way, half dozen another. All right, so then you're gonna see this little Streak symbol. That's the symbol for Streak. It's a little like box with like 2 boxes in it. If you click on that, it's actually going to take you to a screen where you can see all of the information on that person. So if you notice, these are those columns that we set up for that person. Now there's nothing in this field because this was a test, but you'll be able to see right at a click of a button a full screen of all this information. And what I love is if you're emailing this person, you can actually see all of their information on the right hand side, which is pretty sweet. Okay. So the other part of this that I use is where it says people, I add their email address. I love this because this forces me to get off Facebook, which I know I need to do, but it really forces me to. So I get their email address in there, and that's nice because you're going to see later in our series how at a click of a button you can email people, and it's amazing. So that's a fantastic way. All right, the next method that you can use is if you get an email from this person, you can add a new box to them. Or if you already have a contact for them, you can add this email to that person's box, right? So let's say I've got Sarah in a challenge group. Clearly she already has a box, right? That's Sarah's name in it and everything. It's in a challenge group, but she sends me another message and I really want to make sure that that email is connected to her so that I have an archive of it. Then I'm going to show you the next step of making sure that I connect it to her. Okay, so there's 2 methods, either how you add a new person or connect this email with that old person, okay? So to do that, you're gonna click on this little Streak box while you're in the email. So if they just emailed you, here's the email I got, and there's this little Streak box where that arrow is. You're gonna click on that and it's gonna say, add thread to box, and you can type in the name. Now, as you start typing the name, Streak is gonna either say, okay, well, I don't recognize this name, so they're gonna automatically say create a new box. Or what they're going to do is if I start typing this in and I type in Chelsea, then it'll say like, hey, you already have some Chelseas here. Why don't you, is it one of these? And I can click on that and automatically it's going to track that email and how it's connected to it. So that's a fantastic way because then you can, when you open up a name, for example, let's see if it shows me here. I actually have all of the emails that I've ever sent to Chelsea, but you have to actually link them, okay? That's a great way to do it. Heads up, before I forget, these reminders and stuff, much of this is I don't use because a lot of it's connected to the paid feature. But the other stuff, you can track those emails and connect them, which I think is super fantastic. Alrighty, so we've created the box. Then the next step it's going to ask you is it's going to ask you to pick what pipeline she goes in. All right, who's this new contact? Is this new contact a challenge group prospect? Is it a prospective coach? What is it? And you're going to select whatever one it goes with, okay? That's all. That's all it takes is just adding in the contacts like that. Let's go back again. Let's actually manually do it together. So we're going to go in here. In this relationship building list, we're going to click on new box. We're going to type in the name. And then if I want to change the stage, I can change the stage here. Quite often, right off the bat, as I'm adding someone, I'm making sure that I have the date of last contact in here. Spelling that terrible. And I'm just going to click that, and they're added, right? All their information is in there. I can add in more notes by clicking on that little box, and I can type in any of my notes or any other information, add in their email, things like that. And then, like I said, the other option is when you get an email, you just click on that Gmail thing. Well, it's already connecting to someone else. You can add, there we go, type in this, and it'll give me the option to create a new box, and it'll ask me where that pipeline is. And I would click on whatever pipeline, and then watch over here. See, everything shows up on the side of the screen, and I can type in this information. You know what I love about this, which I'll talk about later, but as I'm emailing people, I'm like typing notes that are going to be saved. So if someone fills out a form, I'm able to type up the notes and have all this information here. As they're emailing me about a problem that they have, I'm looking over here at everything that we've talked about before. So really helpful. We'll go through that in more detail, but I just want you to know how to add the contacts. And again, don't feel like you have to do everybody all at once. Maybe just do a couple at a time until eventually your list is transferred over, okay? Don't freak out about it. It doesn't have to be all at once. Alrighty. We are going to be covering a new topic next. I'm super excited about it. All right, bye everyone.